the suspects gained access to the victim's credit card number on the dark web.
It ends up in these databases where the criminals know to go get them.
Phone calls from scammers and telemarketers. Viewer Jason says his mom can't get answers from a collections caller.
10 victims whose card details were stolen by scammers to buy high-value goods.
You know it. They call you up, they say you have a debt, they scare you to death to the point that you just blindly pay strangers.
Still don't know who he is at this point, but we know what he looks like.
January 29th, an overhead surveillance camera at the Walmart in Avon shows a man at the self-checkout using a credit card to purchase gift cards. A short time later, a Westlake woman calls police to report that she received a notification that her credit card was being used at Walmart, which she said was alarming because her credit card was still in her purse at home.
You know, if your card gets stolen physically from you, yeah, you expect that someone's going to probably try to use it. But when you're not even doing anything with your card and it's sitting in your purse, then you don't expect that someone else can use your credit card number at a store.
Police started their investigation by checking security video at Walmart and identified the SUV that the suspect got into when he left the store, a rented SUV with Florida plates. On Tuesday, license plate readers alerted investigators that the SUV was back in the area, and police tracked the vehicle to the Myers store in Avon, where the suspect, 29-year-old Jalen Wilson of Detroit, was again using stolen credit card information to purchase gift cards. He was arrested as he left the store.
Keep coming. Stop.
Also arrested was Wilson's alleged accomplice and getaway driver, 27-year-old Nathaniel Smith, also of Detroit. Police contend that Jalen Wilson and Nathaniel Smith traveled from state to state using fake credit cards to purchase various gift cards.
They sell these to other people on the internet and get cash, quick cash from it.
The investigation revealed that the suspects gained access to the victim's credit card number on the dark web and then encoded their own counterfeit credit cards with that number. Police recovered some of the fake cards the two men created, complete with their names on them. Investigators also found the scanner they used to electronically imprint the cards with numbers stolen from the Westlake woman and other victims.
It ends up in these databases where the criminals know to go get them. So then once they have this number, they get cards also on the internet and just encode them with someone else's information on it.
Is this your stuff, bud?
Police say after Jalen Wilson was arrested for identity theft in Avon, he admitted that he was actually back in Northeast Ohio to appear in court on a pending case of credit card fraud in Summit County.
So unfortunately, they're still out there to victimize other people.
2 more steps back.
Jack Shea, Fox 8 News in Westlake.
Man, there's so much to uncover, but before we get into that, I want you to watch this video right here.
Coming at us from every angle. But there is one that remains a top problem, talking about the debt collection scam. Fox 5 team's Dana Fowle says don't be a victim. Dana.
You know, according to the FTC, the number one scam in Georgia involves folks falling prey to fake debt collections. You know it. They call you up, they say you have a debt, they scare you to death to the point that you just blindly pay strangers. Think you won't fall for it? Well, listen into this.
My name is Dispatcher Rodriguez from the Federal Bureau of Investigation from the FBI of Georgia.
The FBI?
That's correct, with the 911 investigating team?
Yes.
And the pressure builds from there, and it clearly works because it's Georgia's number one scam issue. And here are a few ways you can push back. First, verify. Do not agree that you have a debt until it's verified through debt validation. You're legally entitled to that. You must be sent a letter within 5 days of that phone call, and it should verify these things: how much you owe, who you owe, verification of the debt, name and address of the original creditor, and 30 days to dispute. If they don't comply, you just hang up, you walk away, don't worry about it again. If it's a valid debt, check your calendar. There is a 6-year statute of limitations in collecting it. Now, if you contact the debtor and say it's yours, you reset that clock. This is not.
Now, every state is different, all right? So just make sure you check your state when it comes to the limitations, all right? Statute of limitations. Every state is going to be a little bit different. So just check your state.
Not telling you this so you can wiggle out of what you owe, but often when 6 years or more passes, records are lost, and often the debt has been resold, which means maybe you did pay it earlier, maybe you paid part of it, but those records may be lost now, and it's up to you to prove it. So keep copious notes, who you talked to, what you talked about, and what you agreed on. The Better Business Bureau has a really helpful page on this. It's already on my Facebook page. Be sure to check that out. And you know, I hear folks say, who would fall for that? I wouldn't. Great. Then do me a favor. Help enlighten somebody who might be a potential victim. Pass along this information to them.
Yeah, Dana, or at least be the person who intercepts the scam, right?
Yes. I told my grandmother, who's since passed away, that whenever she got a call like this, and she would get them, and sometimes they would scare her or even try to sell her something, to check in with me first. Listen, I got one of these calls once, and I said, prove it. They showed me everything, and we realized it was an error, but it was a legitimate call, and they were very nice about it, and they sent me everything I needed. And we both realized through a civil conversation, oops, they made a mistake.
Sure. It's important to do your homework on
Yeah.
that. All right. Helping us out, Dana. Thank you.
Man, it's getting crazy out here, but there's so much to uncover. Now, let's talk about the first story, all right? These young men or these men, they're risking their freedom just to make some quick money. And there are so many opportunities to make money in this economy, in this society. There's so many ways to make money. There's Uber, there's Lyft, working overnight. There are so many things you can do to make money. It doesn't make any sense to risk your freedom just to make some quick money. It's just crazy, right? But most importantly, since people are risking it, you have to protect yourself, right? You have to protect your money. You have to protect your credit score. Now, when it comes to protecting your money, one of the things you can do is get alerts to your phone. If when you use your card, you can see that this specific transaction is actually mine. Now, when it comes to protecting your credit score, right? One of the things you can do to protect your credit score is first and foremost is by adding fraud alerts to your report. Now, the reason why you will add a fraud alert is make sure that, hey, if somebody get access to your social and try to open up an account in your name, one of the things they have to do is give you a call directly before they actually can open up that specific account, right? So you can add a fraud alert to your report, and you can always call and remove the fraud alert if you need to apply for things, right? Now, another thing you can do to protect yourself when it comes to your credit report, credit score, is by adding a freeze. You can use specific apps, right? One for TransUnion, one for Experian, one for Equifax. Now, the one for Equifax and TransUnion is free. The one for Experian, you have to pay. But the app you have to pay for the freeze. Now, you can give them a call to Experian and actually freeze your report and get a PIN. All right, that's one of the ways you can do it. But for TransUnion, Equifax, all you have to do is create a free account with them. I'll put the link in the description for you to actually create an account with them so you can have these apps so you can freeze your report. All right, so you have to protect yourself. And if you are a victim of identity theft, hey, just let me know. Like a victim, if something's on your credit report that's not yours, hey, you're entitled to some money because it's stopping you from getting the things that you want. And it's also hurting your credit score because it's affecting you. So, hey, just let me know when it comes to that. But most importantly, when it comes to these debt collectors, one of the things that you have in place is 15 USC 1692. Now, with this specific law is the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. Now, you have many entitled. So if people are calling you that is not, well, if they're calling you, one of the things you can do is leverage 15 USC 1692C when it comes to communication. You can tell the debt collector this is an inconvenient time, and if they give you a call again, make sure you record it because iPhones now can record calls and things like that. So make sure you record a call so if they call you again during the same time, hey, it's a violation. If you're getting letters from debt collectors and things like that, one of the laws you can leverage is, hey, I refuse to pay this debt or cease communication, things like that. You can leverage that to help you. And most importantly, as you saw in the video, you can say, hey, send me over some things, and they're supposed to provide you documentation that this debt is actually yours. So there are so many things that you can leverage to help you get this debt collection off of your report, but most importantly, to fight back against them, to knock them out. So if you have any questions, just drop in the comments, but most importantly, share this with somebody because they might be a victim or might be going through when it comes to collections.